Hi, my name is Caitlin, and here's my story. In November of 2005, I was born. When the doctors came in to do my hearing tests, it was believed that my screenings came up differently. The doctors sent me home with my parents thinking it was built up earwax. Over the next few weeks, my parents came to the realization that I was not reacting to noises. We went back to do more tests and found out that I was 100% deaf in both of my ears. I tried hearing aids, but when those didn't work out for me, my parents decided for me to get cochlear implants. At the age of 2 years old, I got my first cochlear implant surgery, and from there, I ended up getting my second surgery a few months after. One thing that strikes my diagnosis as interesting is that I come from a hearing family. To this day, it is still undetermined as to why I was born deaf. My family communicated with me through sign language, and they took classes to learn it for me. Once I got my cochlear implants, I started the process of speech therapy over the years. I was placed in a school with a deaf program so that I could be surrounded by people like me. I loved having a community of support from my family and my friends. I spent a lot of my time with my family overcoming the challenges of my hearing loss as I struggle to relate to them in moments as they are hearing, but they are so supportive of me and did everything they could to make me feel included. My mom, dad, and sister all provided me with love and didn't see me any differently. Growing up, I had moments where I felt overwhelmed, as if I wouldn't fit in. My family encouraged me that it's best that I advocate for myself and don't let anyone say that I won't be able to do what a hearing person can do. Everyone is different, and everyone should be themselves no matter what. No one should ever feel like they don't belong. In 2013, my family decided to move to Minnesota, and from there, I was placed in a public school district without people that I could relate myself to. Luckily, I was fortunate enough to be placed in a district where the school provided me accommodations that I needed. I used captioning services as well as a microphone system to amplify what my teachers were saying in the classroom. I think it is so important that schools provide more accommodations for those that have hearing loss, as it is uncommon to find schools nowadays that give you access to the things a person with hearing loss needs. People can be quick to assume that if a deaf person is given hearing aids or cochlear implants, then they don't need anything more to help. That is not the case. It took me multiple years to be where I am today. If it wasn't for speech therapy, the accommodations I was provided in school, meeting people that I could relate to, as well as the use of sign language, it would have been very difficult for me to be where I am at. I surround myself with my family and friends today that have supported me over the years, and I am more than grateful that I have them in my life. Growing up deaf, one of the biggest challenges I faced was simply feeling included in the hearing community. Everyday interactions that most people take for granted, like chatting with friends in a noisy hallway or participating in group activities, can be extremely hard when you can't fully hear what's going on. Research shows that this isn't just my experience. In a study published in Education Sciences, it was found that many children with hearing loss often struggle with feeling included because of communication barriers and a lack of understanding from their friends and teachers. This feeling of loneliness can impact their self-esteem as well as how they're doing in school, creating long-term effects. In an article called the Volta Review, it is explained that there is a big issue of hearing health equity. The author points out that many people with hearing loss face systematic barriers to accessing quality care and support, which can make them feel alone and lower their opportunities for amazing things. This highlights why it's so important for us to build more inclusive environments, because it's not just about physical access, but emotional and social access too. For my case, in the classroom, I use captioning services to help me understand what the teacher is saying. At the moment, many schools don't provide all the technology needed in a classroom environment to make the learning process easier for deaf students. Services that are commonly needed are captioning, microphone systems, note takers, and more. So what can we do to make a difference to those schools that can't provide that? There are some good approaches that are discussed in an article named the International Journal of Artificial Intelligence in Education. Artificial intelligence can play a big role in creating more inclusive classrooms for deaf students. Artificial intelligence tools can provide real-time captioning and translation, making it easier for those with hearing loss. This kind of technology can make a massive difference, but it's also important that we don't forget the human side, like learning basic sign language, using clear communication, and being patient with one another. It has been difficult for schools to hire people to help with deaf students, as not many people want that job nowadays. So knowing that artificial intelligence tools can help a student effectively learn in a classroom makes all the difference. I recently had the chance to hear from my audiologist, Dr. Hurd, who shared some great insights into the challenges faced by children with hearing loss. Dr. Hurd explained that hearing aids and cochlear implants don't restore normal hearing, and that outcomes can vary greatly depending on the degree of hearing loss and the type of device used. This is a common misconception. Even kids with high-performing devices can still struggle in noisy environments or without their devices on. She also explains the importance of emotional support and community connection, stressing that families should find support networks like Hands and Voices, which can make a world of difference for both parents and kids. This reminder that hearing loss affects more than just the physical sense of hearing. It's a social and emotional journey. Really resonated with me, and I think that it's an important message for anyone working with children with hearing loss to understand. My hope with this video is to not only share my experience, but to encourage educators, audiologists, and the community to be more aware and supportive. Whether it's advocating for more accessible technologies, including captions in your videos, or just being more understanding in your daily interactions, these small steps can make such a big difference. Thank you for watching, and let's work together to create a more inclusive world for everyone. Thanks for listening.